Alrighty, hello everybody, and welcome to the seventh installment of Syphon Filter here at Retrothon. Very happy to be doing this for you guys again. I'm proa007, and I'm happy to be here to demonstrate Syphon Filter, released in 1999, celebrating its 25th anniversary for the PlayStation. So this is a 90% run with a time limit of 1 hour, 10 minutes. So we'll do this in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so for those of you not as familiar with Syphon Filter, I'll give you a quick rundown. This game is a spy action game which was built and modeled around Tomb Raider and GoldenEye, and a smattering of some other games, but those are generally the two principal inspirations for this game, as you're trying to stop a deadly biological weapon from being used by terrorists. If you've seen the most recent James Bond movie, No Time to Die, you may see similarities with the MacGuffin in that movie, the Heracles weapon, and Syphon Filter, in that it can be used to target specific people. So, but in general, this opening stage here is really designed to get you acclimated to the game and to its fundamentals. Nothing too crazy. And sorry about that. For some reason, OBS has been giving me a fair bit of encoder lag lately. I don't know why, but it is. So we'll just have to muddle through that as best we can.
I've taken out Kravitz and destroyed the comm equipment, but I don't see their uplink dish.
I'll trace it.
Generally speaking, this game doesn't really have a lot of lag. It actually runs pretty economically for a game in its time, released in its time. So, it's one thing I'm going to be doing a lot of in this game, and you see some of this with the interaction skip. I'm going to be trying to hit the shoot and action button at the same time, like that.
You've bypassed the subway security. The
Try
ramp in
and
the first
skip
terminal should be clear
animation
now.
frames so that you can you just get through this game a lot faster. It's a bit hard to hear me. Okay. Give me like a minute, and I will adjust the mic just a bit. So give me, after the end of this stage, it's about 60 seconds from now, give or take. I apologize in advance when it gets louder, if I'm a little mechanical sounding. So, stand by.
Beacon set. Tell CBDC to get its guys down here.
What's happening?
I'm setting a beacon. Wait.
Sorry, muscle memory, I screwed it up with the timer.
Gabe,
Right.
My bad. I keep forgetting I don't have my splits here. So, it's plus 410. Ooh, bad roll. Hope you can hear me a little more easily.
That should be all the C4 you need to blow open that passage.
I did that last year too. Oh, that's bad. I'm getting all turned around now. So I got my setup wrong, so I'm just gonna shimmy across. Sorry about that. Alright. Ay. Getting a little tilted already. It's not even 6 minutes into this.
Leon, I found the gas main. I'm shutting it down.
Okay, well.
CBDC is on their way in.
Okay, so.
Cover me.
So these situations where I'm taking out these guards, you have to take down X amount of guards to kind of move things along, and there are global timers for most of these. So, you know, you gotta be. There's a bit of counting, particularly in the 4th level, Washington Park, where I'm gonna be protecting CBDC agents and trying to take them out. So. I'm trying to take out the terrorists while protecting the CBDC agents. So this next level is really short. I basically just have to take down Mara Aramov. And ideally this is going to be a quick turnaround and headshot. Oh, I missed. So we're a little off. Okay. So I lost about 4 seconds there.
Where's Romer? Where are the other bombs?
So ideally, you do the quick turnaround, get the headshot. That's about a 22-second stage. Now instead it's about 26.
Leon, I'm on my way to the park.
Now,
I've set the pickup frequency.
Right.
the 4th stage is really the first, I guess, bottleneck level, where the first half of this stage is all about protecting these CBDC agents from getting killed. And you have to take out X amount of guards to proceed, and it is 1, 5, 4, and 4.
They're on their way. Stand by. Cover me.
And the patterns on these guards has a fair amount of RNG involved. There are a couple of ways you can kind of manip a little bit. You can move the camera around, and you can do a few other little things, but there is a high degree of randomness, and certain patterns are objectively better than others. So you kind of have to run with it, and it can cause about a 20 to 30 second level of variance. So
CBDC has the signal.
this is the hardest of the 4 by far.
Cover me.
So, the main thing you don't want is for these guards to get caught behind trees, because it's really difficult to get rid of them. So I actually played that fairly conservatively. I played that pretty safe. I think last time I ran into some issues when I did this, so that was me playing it pretty safe. You know, in spite of my health being pretty low, I mean, famous last words, but I'm not really in any danger of getting hit by many of the guards here in this stage.
has the signal. They're on their way. Stand.
Cover me.
Okay, that's enough for those guys. Okay. The other thing is you don't want to go too far out away from the area because it's an automatic fail if you do.
CBDC has the signal. They're on their way. Stand by.
Cover me.
Okay, that's enough guards for that. Alright, so the bombs have been taken care of. Now I have to save a couple of CBDC agents, and this is the first, I guess, stealth portion of the game. It's only about 5 to 10 seconds. But you cannot be seen by the guard holding the agents hostage. So I'm going to take care of this guy. Okay.
Check.
So. And now I have to do a link up to the comm array at this statue, or this pillar, whatever you want to call it. So I'm giving myself kind of a wide berth there with that guard, so he doesn't see me. You don't want to have guards shooting at you necessarily.
Check.
Okay, good roll. Side roll off the edge. Precursor to fire truck skip. Okay, just, again, kind of playing it safe there. Ammo count is surprisingly important in this game, particularly with some of these stages, because you don't want to be going for ammo crates if you don't need to. I might go for 1 or 2 extras here just for safety. So these guards I can just run right through. I'm playing a hard
I'm at
mode.
the entrance. Tell CBDC to get their team moving.
Hurry, Gabe. You don't have much time.
Why does the game scream foggy and hazy? That's just an effect. Because of the weather, and I think also to
Anton
reduce
I hope
potential
Homer's
lag
cleaning up to-
issues.
Gabe, you're
Right.
Alright.
Where do you go?
So can do the first real boss. Oh, jeez.
You'll have to do.
Okay. Not my best setup, but it was 3 shotgun blasts.
Gabe, are you all right?
He's finished.
So with the actual time, it's about 12:40-ish, 12:45.
We've analyzed blood taken from Romer's men. It contains.
I mean, ideally it should be around 12:10 or so. So now this is the skipping Fagin bit, where I'm going to try and get ahead of Fagin, the guy with the white hair, and save myself about a minute. So, but first I have to set myself up here, so... Okay. So, through the Stonehenge, I'm able to get ahead of Fagin before he actually sees me. Now I can take out these last 3 guards pretty quick and trigger the cutscene before Fagin gets here. Tempting fate. So this is like a mini boss fight
are you doing
with
here?
Benton, but he's dangerous, so I want to get this headshot right away.
Gabe, Fagin's run for it. Romer and Air.
Okay.
He's fit.
Basically, if I miss Benton right away, this turns into a shootout, and Benton is a very aggressive and very accurate enemy. Okay? So the stealth portion of this mission is over. there are two other sections where stealth will be needed. One is kind of optional, but we'll be doing stealth for about half of Romer's base. And then the catacombs, the first third of that mission is stealth. Otherwise, this is pretty much a straight action game from this point on. So this guard down here with the key card, it's random on where he can go left, right, or straight back. This time he went right. We've looked into why, you know, he goes one way and not the other. We haven't been able to pinpoint why the guard goes where he goes. The world record holder, Baron Haynes, has spent some time looking into it, but he hasn't been able to figure out as far as I'm aware. So that's it's the old cliche, like I've never seen that before. That guard that I took down that ran away from me. I don't want to say that's never happened, but I cannot recall a time when that did happen. So, not a big thing, just a couple of extra seconds. If that, alright. So, the guards from this point on are going to get a little more aggressive and a little more accurate. They're also going to start wearing flak jackets. There is no RNG on who wears a flak jacket and who doesn't. So, that much you can kind of memorize as you go along. And toward the end of the game, every guard I encounter is going to have a flak jacket, so headshot will be critical. Okay. That guard there on the bottom, sometimes he gets really aggressive and really accurate, and he's hitting you as you're going down the elevator, and that's not what you want. So I'm going to pick up the crate here for the K3G4, which is the only gun in the game other than explosives, like the M79, that can tear through flak jackets automatically. So, it's a very valuable weapon and will be quite useful throughout this run. So this next mission is pretty short. It's only about 2 minutes long. There is some RNG though that I'm gonna hope for.
Right.
Just gonna take out these two guards. Ignore the guard on the right. If I actually shoot him but don't kill him, he actually becomes aggressive and will kind of chase me into this room and try to hit me. And sometimes he actually succeeds. So the shimmy skip is a variation on the climbing skip or the interaction skip, where I'm basically hitting the straight button and trying to time the movements so that game actually skips a couple of frames and moves a little bit faster. It's a valuable trick, but it's inconsistent, and in this level in particular, at the end, it can be dangerous. And the guards, can be random and decide to, just make life miserable for me. Luckily, it's not a significant time loss. These two guards are... Okay. Oh dear. So I took a little bit more damage than I would have liked. Alright, I should be okay though. So I can use the taser for the first and last time. Sorry, folks.
Tell me.
There goes Fagin. Is Mara still alive?
Yes. Now to get some answers.
Hurry. More security is on its way.
Well, what do you know? I got through that damage list. That can happen too.
Leon?
Gabe, we needed Mara alive.
That's shooting Mara, even though the mission failed, the game overrides it anyways, and it just thinks that you're finished. So you save about 3 seconds.
I've discovered why every mission in this investigation has been compromised. Check.
So this mission is pretty tricky, because the first half of this, I'm going to try and do stealth. And fail.
Damn it!
Figures. You know, I jinxed it, didn't I?
I found the
Now,
fuel tank.
the
I planted the
ideal
first explosive.
is I stay in stealth until the third bomb, the third fuel charge that I plant. At that point, you know, if you actually manage to get stealth to Gabrick, it's very unlikely, but that is even better, but it almost never happens. So the backup strat involves the combat shotgun, which in some ways is makes this a little faster, but it is a bit of a divergence, and it does add a few seconds. The one advantage to the combat shotgun is you're not reliant on ammo count for the final for a corridors run later in this level. So Gabrick is going to be on the run here. That was actually a good setup. So, funny thing is, you don't actually need the key card to open that door if you use the interaction skip. For some reason, it'll just automatically give it to you. But unfortunately, we do need to complete that objective to finish this level.
I found the power to the motion sensors. I'm heading over to the bunkers now.
So the shotgun doesn't really get a lot of use here, but here it's actually
That's the last
beneficial.
explosive. I'll trigger the timer once I'm on the roof and have disabled their radar.
Of course, I missed 3 straight shots. You know, in the perfect world, that first shot is accurate. But, you know, it can never be like that. Well, that guard. Okay, not quite what I was hoping for, but fine. Okay, that should be alright. As long as I don't take another hit, I'm in pretty good shape, actually. Okay, good. So I don't have to make a pit stop at the start of this next stage for the flak jacket. That's nice. Alright, so this stage has a ton of interaction skips. It also only has 1 checkpoint, so
Leon.
you don't want to screw this up. Ah, see? I jinxed it. Luckily, that black jacket is right there.
Gabe, check your fire. Damaging that missile could set it off.
Thank you, Miss Exposition. So yeah, there's more like 50, there's like 10 or 11 interactions, I forget the exact number, but you're really going full speed ahead with these, and you're in a speed run, you're also really trying to move quickly to avoid the guards as much as possible throughout. That was a bad setup on me. So again, I'm trying to just keep an eye on my ammo count, just because I'm probably going to need a decent amount of ammo for this final run here. There we go. 36 rounds should be more than enough. So I do have to take out 2 switches, and And on the off chance, bad setup again. Oh, 3 switches, excuse me. Got the one at the end. Yeah, the guard behind me is actually screwed me up in my GDQ run last.
I've got the last code.
GDQ X run
We're trying to
last
find a way
year.
up to the radar tower on the roof. Get ready to lift off.
Hopefully that's not the case here. Alright, so a pretty good sloppy start, but a good finish.
Leon, I found the elevator to the roof. Get ready to dust off.
Yes, the lasers are fatal. So this is the second boss fight. It's the chopper fight. You know, for those of you who remember Metal Gear Solid and fighting the Hind D, well, we don't get Stinger missiles here. We get
Leon,
guns. That's all we get. So here, I'm going to try and help. There are 2 ways. This chopper will appear in 1 of 2 places. I'm going to skip the dialogue. So this is actually the better spot. So it wasn't as common in that time, but crouching while shooting makes much more accurate in this game. It wasn't really an idea you saw very much in games around this time. But that was a perfect chopper fight, a 2-cycle fight. I did about 2 magazines worth of damage before it escaped into the blizzard, and then finished it off from its hover stance. So now this stage has the most dangerous trick in the game. It's called fire truck skip. I'm going to try and roll onto this flaming inferno here and skip 3/4 of the stage. No. I'll do it one more time and then we'll do it normally. Life is too short. It's a very specific side roll I have to do where Gabe gets like a lot of extra momentum and it goes about twice as far as you normally would if I did a side roll, which is circle and R2. Alright, here we go. No. We move forward. Alright. So I'm not gonna keep pushing this. It's not a big deal. I like to do it, but I'm not also gonna be spending 5 or 6 tries doing this either. The show must go on. So in actuality, fire truck skip saves about 20 seconds, give or take. If you do this stage normally, it's about a minute 20. With the fire truck skip, the level takes about 56 seconds. 56 to 59 seconds. So doing this normally, which is what you really have to do if you play this on hard mode, I'm doing ammo, I'm doing enemy limits on these guys, and because the game can only handle X amount of enemies on screen, in this case 5. So by only having certain enemies on screen, others will despawn. I will take care of him because I don't want to be shot at as I'm coming out. Alright, so it was about 28, because again I accidentally hit the end on my timer, so about a 28,
My God.
30,
Syphon Filter.
28:40 at halftime.
One more.
Check.
So the Stronghold and Catacomb missions, this is the longest chunk of the game. There's only 3 levels, but this will take about 20 minutes. Okay, he's down. Oh, that's right.
I found the first group of... Right.
Now, I know gamers, they tend to get lost in here, and which is understandable. Over 2 on the test subjects, a blessing and just a slow pattern. Nice headshot. Alright, so try again. So yeah, using the vaccine gives you a faster animation. Yeah, there's another blessing. Over 3. I either do really well at these or I just, start blessing everything in sight. There really doesn't seem to be any in between with me. So, but you can, with empty ammo, do the same. Oh, come on, you should have given me that one. You can use an empty weapon to try to do the animation skip. The only catch-22 is you can only do it with automatic weapons. And the shotgun, for some reason, you can do it with that, too. But regular single-shot weapons will not work. So 3 for 1 on the oh my god, man. See? When it rains, it pours. And, you want to be careful here because this level is not very forgiving when it comes to checkpoints. They're kind of few and far between. They're mostly either around the key cards you pick up or completing the objectives. And both objectives are not completed until pretty late in the stage. There we go. Alright. Okay, that was quick. With this scientist up ahead, it kind of depends if he's going to run or not. So I want to get a good animation here, because otherwise I'm going to take damage, almost certainly. There we go. Some of this. Drop a chandelier on these guys, Maybe the chandeliers have explosives in them or something. I don't know why they blow up. Gage just kicks open doors, the usual. The way we would expect all of our 90s action heroes to do this. So again, I'm going to be kind of manipulating the situation here by not really dealing with these guards and just continuing on, because it'll give me a better pattern in this area up ahead, although I only see 2 guards here, so I'm probably getting 2 on this catwalk. No? Alright, that's fine. Normally, there's only 2 guards in there, there's going to be 2 out here. And, wow. Good deal. So that takes care of all the test subjects in this stage. There's 2 scientists left. And incidentally, there's no RNG on which scientists hold key cards and which don't. And even if there were, that wouldn't really change the strats all that much. It would change, I think, 1 in this stage and maybe 2 in the other, in the next stage. Alright, so home stretch here for this stage. The second half on this stage with the animation skips. Oh. Weird camera angle threw me off there. Alright, so that's the end of Stronghold 1. Stronghold 2 is basically a rinse and repeat of the first stage.
I'm finding Farcom and... Right.
Okay, so this is a little bit of a manip on me. I'm going to get the scientist down the hall to come out, but I'm not going to deal with him just yet. Because I have a couple of test subjects and scientists to deal with here, so that blue dot is the scientist running down the stairs. Now, you can go left to right or right to left. We're going to go left to right. Sometimes there's a guard there. I think it depends on which guards you kill and don't kill. I'll just pick that up. That's some of these scientists are armed, and they are among the most accurate people you will see. I mean, Gordon Freeman would be impressed with their aim. There's a blessing. Well, I have one more of these. Yeah. So there's a scientist that spawns here when you go up or down this ramp. So we're going to take advantage of the situation. And there he goes. Okay. It's kind of mixed on whether whether it's faster to take the call from Markinson or just let it ride through. I usually just let it ride through. That scientist there, it's random on what his running path is. You just kind of have to adjust as needed. But the main thing is use the G18 on him because he is running a lot, and the G18 has the highest rate of fire in the game. So, you know, there's a chance with like a PK-102, for example, that you'll miss. Because it'll somehow slip between the rounds. You won't miss with the G18. Alright, so there's two scientists in here. One is going to run into me. We're just going to let him, you know, get on his knees. We'll get to him in a minute. Yeah, it's pretty cold-blooded, that shot. I suspect that's what's kept me out of GDQ a couple of times. It does look pretty cold-blooded, doesn't it? Alright, so the scientist here, generally he runs right in front of me. Sometimes he'll run up from behind. It's completely random, but it's really problematic if he does. the end of the stage is actually down below us, but there's no safe way to get down. And even if there was, there's one scientist we have to kill still, and he's kind of at the midpoint of this route. So, again, there was some tests run to see if there was a consistent or viable way to do this, and there isn't. So, just kind of got to run with it. And again, depending on the noise you make, or your enemies make, that scientist could be running and then turn around and try to shoot you. And of course, the noise I make here, it's got the guards at the end of that corridor coming after me, figures. So I'm just going to switch to the 9mm for this this next section, because this is our second forced stealth stage.
Security has been breached. Roma has ordered the...
All of Romer's underground security is palm print activated. You must follow the guard and let him open the cell. If you are seen, you won't be able to get in.
Have an evac standing by. It won't be long.
Now I let that cutscene play through because the scientist that I'm supposed to follow is running on a global timer. So it doesn't make any difference, and it actually makes that first guard setup a bit faster. Alright. So we'll wait for this scientist to reach a certain point, and then I'm going to slip past him and go around. This always used to give me headaches as a kid. I never could figure out how this is supposed to work. Could go for that second guard, but it's not worth it. I like that little attention to detail. The gun follows if you don't move, but if it's gauged at an active target, he will keep the gun trained on his target's direction. Okay, last guard to take care of here. I'm just gonna let him come out a little in the open. Okay, so I'm gonna pick up G18 ammo because this will be very useful in the next section, where we get to escort Fagin to Leon Zing's cell, and this is everybody's favorite part of the game, I know. Those who have played it.
Follow me.
Escorting this guy is a pain, to say the least. So, there are some ways I can make this go a little faster, but, you know, Fagin is gonna Fagin. One of the main things is do not touch him. Do not run into him, because he will stop moving. Also, if you have to shoot, do not shoot from the hip. You have to aim, or you will, again, stop moving. Okay, so 2 guards appeared there, so that means 2 guards are going to appear in this next corridor up ahead. So this is a safety play. I don't really need this, but I'm getting the K3G4. It'll be useful in the last section for Fagin. So these 2 guards I'm letting live because it's actually going to make this next section a little easier. Because going down the stairs here, because those two guards are still on screen, there are no guards waiting for me down below. So it's a nice deal. So, and again, all guards, it's predetermined if they have flak jackets or not. Although in my case, that's not going to make too much of a difference because taking them down with headshots, they drop faster. That means Fagin will start moving faster. Fagin was hugging the wall too tight. I didn't want to accidentally touch him. Huh, usually there's a guard there. That's why I emptied like an entire magazine. I thought he was going to come out, but he didn't. Good for me.
No, this way.
So, in this case, I'm actually going to switch to the K3G4 because most of the guards here do have black jackets. I want to preserve G18 ammo for Leon's section. Okay. Yeah. So now we're going to do something very bad. We are going to shoot Leon.
That's your cell. You're on your own.
Why? Because if you inflict damage on her, she will start moving a lot faster through this stage.
Watch it! Ugh.
Okay, we got the scream. Run has been blessed. Yes, I am a terrible person, but you know, I am only doing what the game allows me to do. Or what the game permits me to do, I suppose, is another way of putting it. But yeah, so instead of this being kind of a real slog, now I can basically just race through this last section in about 2 minutes rather than taking about 3.5 to 4. So, and interestingly, the same trick can be employed in Syphon Filter 3 toward the end of the game, when you have to escort that pregnant woman, Debbie, out of her survivalist bunker. If you shoot her in the leg, she moves a lot faster all of a sudden, and that saves about a minute in that run. About a minute to a minute and a half. So it's a weird quirk, but it's consistent. G18 is more than enough for this final section. That's a little more damage than I would have liked. Luckily, the guards are kind of split in their attention, so I'm generally safe. But, sometimes the guards will do funny things. That shotgun guard could have hit me like 2 or 3 times, so I just did a quick roll.
There's someone up ahead.
Please.
I figured. Alright, so final section of the game is the warehouse and caves.
Gabe, with both...
Check.
So this opening section here has an interesting bit of randomness to the game where guards will be either carrying the PK-102 or combat shotgun.
Move.
Who are you? What do you want?
I'll ask.
And you kind of want a little bit of both. Both have their advantages. The shotgun is mostly for a couple of spots, mostly as a movement trick. PK102 ammo is mostly for the interaction skips.
Right.
So the guards in blue are Romer's men. The guards in white are Fagan's men. Okay, well, not quite what I wanted to hear, but it's fine. Okay, so I need grenades. That is non-negotiable. There is actually an alternate route with the M79, but you do have to kind of go out of your way to get it. But yeah, you definitely want a little bit of both in this opening section, just because you're going to need PK102 more so in the next section, the next level, than in this one. So I'm just going to let you... I also have to pick up the K3G4 because this, again, is going to be critical in the final stages of this game. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to throw my first grenade here to disperse these guards on the other side of this electrified fence. Because otherwise, they're going to be shooting at me as I'm shimmying across, and while you can get across alive, you're not going to get through it clean. So instead, now I got Fagan and Romer's men shooting at each other, but there's still a chance they could be coming after me in a minute. Depending on what's happening down below, it's all random. Okay, good. Good pattern. So I'm going to throw a grenade here to blow these doors open, and then I'm going to throw a grenade in the corner here to take out these guards that are trying to ambush me. Okay, I got 2 of the 3. Okay. That guard just decided. Oh, he didn't kill himself. Interesting. Normally, if that guard misses me with the first grenade, he throws the second, and he accidentally hits the crate, and it lands right in front of him and kills him. So, in this case, that was not the case here, but it didn't really change anything, so that's alright. Alright, so there's going to be 2 guards coming up around this corner here. I just want them to ignore me. Okay, 1-in-1 pattern, that's fine. 2 running away or 1 kind of running and then splitting the distance with the other, that's fine. If they stop at me, that's the bad pattern, but that rarely happens. So that's the end of this warehouse 1. So yeah, so from now on, all guards have black jackets. So headshots and spamming body shots with either the Biz 2, which I'm going to pick up in the stage after this one, or the K3G4.
Leon, I found shipping benefits for
how it's
parts.
going to go.
Leon, check.
So just going to slide through here. I'm going to use a silenced weapon to take out these guards here, because it'll help me with the setup up ahead with some of the guard patterns. Because there are 2 routes you can take up ahead. You can go left or right. Right is technically faster, but more dangerous and more unpredictable. Going left gives me better control of the situation. There's going to be 2 guards coming after me. Okay, that guard there with that, puff weapon, that's the Biz 2 guard, and we call him Biz Quick. He usually is shooting at me as soon as I'm kind of near the... Ooh, that's unfortunate. That guard around there usually just, you know, just runs out. He didn't this time, but gives me a blackjack. It's what worked out. Normally I don't get hit coming out of the warehouse, but, you know. But yeah, so Biz Quick, he usually shows up right as I'm going into the warehouse, and he's pretty accurate, and the Biz is a very powerful weapon. This is going to be a guard by the fence here, and he's got grenades, so I'm going to have him help me. Okay, that should be an okay setup. Yep.
That's the
Okay. Got one of the two guards. Normally, if I time that right, both grenade guards coming up the ramp will be blown up. Okay. So we keep reaching forward here to take out 3 guards. I'm going to switch back to the PK-102. Alright. Little interesting detail. If you're rolling and guards are shooting at you, you're by explosive barrels. Their aim will shift down and they can't hit the barrels. So
Gabe, that's warehouse 76.
in those circumstances,
The entrance to the
just
silo
run
is in
through
there
it.
somewhere.
Leon, ask me. Check.
So warehouse 76 has several fire skips that you can employ. I'm going to be using 2 of them in particular. This is the first one. It's a good roll. And basically, these skips allow me to leapfrog about 35 seconds. Yeah, pretty much everything's on fire in here, so... Okay, he's down. I'm gonna just kind of wait. There it is. There's the Biz. And yes, if the guard is on fire and you touch them and while they're still on fire, yes, you can catch on fire. I relearned that in practice. It's much more pervasive in SF3, surprisingly. 2 not so much. 1 not really, but 3, yeah. It's very sensitive. So.
I found the elevator down. Did you reach anyone yet?
Still no contact. We're finally starting to attract some attention.
So 3 go down the stretch.
Is mobilizing ground forces and is asking Russia for help. They think a civil war is breaking out here.
I'll hurry.
This next stage is notable only having 1 checkpoint. It's also got some neat
Watch out down
skips
there,
and sequence breaks. It's got a couple of neat sequence breaks and tricks. So this opening section, I'm just gonna roll and roll and roll and get around these guards. I take out these 2. So climbing up that ledge there, from that angle, allows me to not have to wait to hear Leon talk about the lasers, which are the obstacle keeping us from proceeding. I call it the Mara skip because Mara Aramov is someone who tells us about the information is from Mara about the lasers. So here I'm just going to use the Biz and stand and shoot these guys. The Biz is a high-powered submachine gun that has the power of a 45 pistol, so you can really just tear through these enemies pretty quick. It's a very useful weapon to have. So coming up here, normally you're supposed to press the button to turn on the auxiliary power for the elevators. However, that triggers a sequence with several guards. But if you shoot, or better yet, throw a grenade to activate the switch, those guards will not appear at all. So that saves about 30 seconds. Because this fight is actually kind of grueling. Because they have grenades and they are coming at you from down below, and you really don't have an easy way to get to them. Okay, so down the stretch there's going to be 2 more sets of 3 guards. This next one is going to be by the elevator. You can ignore them. Okay. Okay, so make a quick turn. You can actually run past these 3 guards, but there's a chance they'll do damage to you as you're activating the switches to turn on power to kill the lasers. So for the sake of safety, I'm just gonna
I've made it
take
into
them
the file
out.
room.
Okay, so I actually got that dialogue to cut off that actually speeds things up a little bit. Not a lot, but a little. Saves like a second. Alright, so next stage is the blackout mission. Normally you're supposed to use a
Gabe,
night
are you
vision
there?
rifle to kind of navigate through this. We're not going to need that. Good roll, got the ledge grab. Excellent. And the only downside with this stage is, like the previous mission, there was only 1 checkpoint, and this time it's right at the beginning. And this is not a particularly long stage, but again, you don't have much margin. You don't really have any margin for error. And when you get to like about where myself, Valkyrie, and Baron Haynes are on the times, you have to use what is called the YOLO run at the end of this stage, where instead of kind of going through that this final corridor kind of quietly, you basically just run through it and hope to God you don't get killed. But there is no, it's not a guarantee by any stretch. It's about a 50-50 chance that you'll get killed. So, and there is some RNG and luck dependence with one particular guard who can come out from the side and basically snipe you. But we're not going to employ that here. I'm just going to do this normally. No YOLOing. So I'm just going to take out these guards. Okay, that was not great. That might actually trigger the guard on the side. Nope.
Leon, I found the elevator down to the silo. See,
Well, if you're like me, you can overtake Fagin easily in that mission, but yeah, I see your point. You wouldn't like Syphon Filter too much either, because that game is 33% of the game is stealth. So final mission here. Okay, got that guard. Okay, if that guard throws a grenade, and sometimes it lets you take out one of the 2 guards down below here, but it did not. Alright, you gotta be quick in this section, because this nuclear missile is actually set to launch in about 60 seconds. No worries. I knew what you meant. So this is going to have the silo elevator skip, where I'm basically going to run into the silo and then run out and then roll out, like so, skipping the animation of watching this missile fly away. It takes about 15 seconds.
Gabe, I'm intercepting frantic calls from NATO Command. They're tracking the missile's launch. All European commands are being ordered to DEFCON 3. If you don't get to the detonator on level 2 in time, we're looking at World War III.
Alright, so there's a scientist with a key card here. He's going to be to my right. Okay. The pattern. Got the card. Now there's another Biz guard behind me. We call him Bizkill because he can be quite dangerous. Luckily, no appearance from Bizkill today. That's good. So there's 2 guards left here, and again. Alright, well, I could have ignored them and gone for the gas grenade, but I decided not to. Because now with Romer, the final boss, he can only be killed with gas grenades. So, I'm going to take advantage of some interesting AI plotting, and I'm going to throw a grenade here, press the button, and then he'll run right into it as this cutscene
Leon,
ends.
I made it. I'm triggering the missile's detonator.
And time is when the cutscene starts.
Logan! Logan!
There it is.
What now?
So,
First, we get the lab guy started on this disc and
time
you're
is
vaccine.
actually
No,
like
I mean,
106
all
on
of
the
it.
nose.
What's happened
not
here?
101.
Parkinson's
That
involvement,
would be a
Fabian,
PD if it
Romer,
was.
their plans, the
But yeah, I
virus.
screwed up with the
What's it all
timer,
mean?
so, but no,
I don't know.
106
With
is a
Markinson
good,
dead, I don't know if we'll
good
ever.
marathon time, I'd say. I think my PD in a marathon, I think is 104, so. No, not that considering I haven't really practiced this in a while. So thanks all for watching. Thanks again to RGL and the Retrothon people for giving me the platform for the 7th straight year. I appreciate it as always. It's always a great time to showcase this game. Even though I don't really speedrun this anymore, I still enjoy putting it on as an exhibition and giving some love to a game that has been, in my opinion, unfairly overlooked over the years. It has been lost to history in the regular gaming consciousness. So I'm happy to have been able to display it here. So I know coming up next, after watching me deplete an entire population, you'll get to watch Czar build an entire population with Sin City. So enjoy, and thanks all for letting me run another Retrothon. Appreciate it.